So what is it? What happened?
Well, she woke up when I took her up all the gifts that you bought her at Logan's, and she was so excited seeing them all. She just was a little tough getting her all settled again.
Good. I thought she caught something when we took her out today.
Oh, no, it was nothing like that. I mean, Todd, it was a wonderful day at Logan's. Thank you for making it happen.
Hey, my guys just called from the airport. They picked RJ up at the gate. They're bringing him in now. Remind me tomorrow. I think we ought to call the chief of police down there in Rio and thank him for helping us out with all of this.
Yeah, well, I just want RJ to be honest about how he knew Carlo had that money stashed in that bank.
You ever think of going out and getting a real meal?
You know, but what I'm thinking about is RJ telling the truth about the night Carlo Hesse was murdered. You know, he's been lying to us since day one.
You sure you're the one that ought to question you, brother?
Yeah. I'm cool. I'm calm.
All right, good. Just remember, you know, more flies, honey, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah?
Here he is, Commissioner.
Thanks, Sherman. We'll take it from here. Sit down, RJ.
Not until I hear the charges. And if there are no charges, I'm out. I don't have to take this harassment from anyone.
Sit down, RJ. As of now, you're going to start telling the truth. And I mean all of it.
I am so sorry that I had to spoil your evening last night calling you about that darn flood at Rhodey's.
Ah, that's no problem. All taken care of anyway. Besides, Ian Armitage has already ruined the evening. I swear that guy has got a knack for getting underfoot.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think the same thing myself. I told Maggie that I'd found him outside her room earlier last night.
What was he doing? Waiting for her?
Waiting for her? No, I say he's kind of looking around and...
What do you mean looking around, looking... Do you think he was trying to break in here?
Yes, Father, I've taken several meetings since I've been here. Well, I met the owner of the Banner. Yes, Mrs. Carpenter. No, she made it abundantly clear that her newspaper was not for sale. But I did meet Asa Buchanan. Yeah, the oil man. Well, he may be a different case entirely. He recently purchased a local radio station here. It's a rather profitable one. No, I didn't offer him a price, but I made it quite clear he could turn a handsome profit on a rather short-term investment. No, we'll have to see how it goes. No, that's not the only reason that I'm staying away from England. There's a lot of opportunity here. Yes, now, Father, something's just come up. I'm afraid I've got to go. I'll call you back.
Maggie, what are you doing?
Just returning the favor.
I don't understand. Return what favor?
Renee told me she caught you outside my hotel room last night. What were you doing? Trying to break in?
Absolutely not. I was merely trying to write you a note thanking you for a lovely evening at Max's.
Ever hear of the phone in? You know something? Max warned me about you.
Did he?
Yeah, he told me you were trying to use me, but I wouldn't believe him. You know, I had bent over backwards to defend you to him, and I hate to admit it, but he was right. This whole bonding thing you're doing, it's just your way of getting close to me so you can use me. I don't like it very much.
Maggie, I assure you...
You have been insinuating yourself into my life with this sad story about your mother, and all along you've had another agenda.
What other agenda could I possibly have had, Maggie? I mean, meeting you has been the only good thing that has come out of my mother's death. I have been overwhelmed with all sorts of feelings, but somehow you were open to me and sympathetic. I felt that I could share things with you. I mean, honestly, I really have. And this thing about breaking into your hotel room, I mean, clearly that's just a misunderstanding.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I can even tell you why you wanted to break in. You were hoping to find your mother's locket there, weren't you?
Let's start with the night of the murder.
Start? We started there 3 months ago when you were in your little nap.
Well, RJ, what do you say we get it right this time?
You were in on Carlo's scheme to escape from the SS Orion, weren't you?
Prove it.
Why didn't you tell us that you were the one who turned out the lights right before Carlo was shot?
You didn't ask.
Don't play games with me, RJ.
Easy. Easy. Come on. Come on. You're in trouble, RJ. Right up to your ears, and we're not talking about stolen credit cards, loan sharking, importing stolen art objects. This is a murder case. And I think your little lie of omission leads us to a bigger question.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Like, why shouldn't we charge you with Carlo Hesser's murder?
Such a long flight from Brazil to here. The time went by really fast. You are a fascinating man, Mr. Thornhart. I hope you know that.
What I know is we'll have to get you down to the police station so you can make a statement to Bo or Hank right away.
No, I can't do that.
Well, now, wait a minute. If you have reason to believe that RJ had something to do with Carlo's murder...
Here's how it works. If RJ or one of his men sees me walk into the police station to give my testimony, there's no warning, no phone call, no threat. Just one day I go poof and disappear. You see, this body would be lost to the world forever.
Oh, no, that'd be a sad day for mankind.
No, seriously. RJ has a very long reach right now. You just told me the story about how Kevin and Cassie were attacked because they were closing in on evidence that could link RJ to Carlo's accounts down there.
Yes, I understand there's a risk involved, but think of it this way. Any evidence you have might keep Antonio Vega out of jail. Now, you don't want an innocent man going to prison, do you? And here's the other thing. There'll be a re-election coming up. Yeah, well, look, if you helped the Vega family when they needed you most.
I'd very much like to help them, but it's too dangerous. Just tell Bo that RJ was not only interested in my late husband's business empire, but that he was desperate to get his hands on all of Carlo's money as well.
All right, I'll tell him.
Thank you.
You're still gonna have to go down there and give him all the evidence you have. But for now, let's take you to the hotel. I'll find the commissioner.
No!
What's the matter?
RJ probably has someone down at that hotel waiting for me to go back there. Patrick, you can't leave me alone tonight.
Well, Briggs, listen to me. I told you to write a headline, not put me to sleep.
Well, of course he's a sleazebag. He's a congressman.
All right, fine. Listen to me. This is the headline.
He couldn't keep it zipped.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been yelling.
No. You couldn't wake her. Actually, I kind of liked it.
What, me chewing out Briggs?
Yeah. Made me think of old times.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know, Todd. Sometimes I feel that I just can't handle it. You know, I just want to be a normal mother. Want to take her shopping, put her in dresses, take her to birthday parties, show people my beautiful, healthy little girl. And maybe even worry. You know, that maybe she's going to catch a cold, but I know that she's going to be better by the end of the weekend. That's what I want. Why can't I have everything the way that it used to be, Todd?
Everything.
See.
I want things to go back to the way they were, too. For Star, but not for me. I don't want to go back to that.
No. I don't either.
Maybe I said that wrong.
No, I understood. It's all right.
Blair, look, everything is gone wrong here, all right? And I can't be fighting with everybody all the time. I've got to be here. I've got to stay here. I've got to figure out a way to help Star.
I'm glad.
Yeah, well, and I can't be concentrating on the future either, you know, dreaming about what it's going to be like when Star gets better. I've got to be here. Right now. Blair, here and now. That may be the only time that we've got. And when we were at the toy store, you know, we were happy. I almost forgot about her being sick. And then there's now. Better get down.
Marty, come here. Hi, Blair. I had some time off, and I thought I'd come by and see how Star was doing since she came home from the hospital. Thank you. She's much better. You know, you've given her those antibiotics, and Todd and I are very hopeful.
I just came to check on Star.
But as I said, she's better. You can go check on her. She's asleep up in her nursery. It's the first door on the right that way.
Okay. Todd, I'm glad you changed your mind about that contest in the paper. It really helped a lot at the hospital.
Yeah, okay.
I'll just be a few minutes. And maybe when I get back down, we can go over what we talked about at the hospital. You know, the possibility of a bone marrow transplant.
You can't charge me with killing Hesser, and you know it. All the evidence points to Vega.
Well, maybe some of it's starting to point to you, RJ.
Really?
Yeah, like the motive. Carlo Hesser had a lot of money stashed down there in a bank in Rio de Janeiro. You were just caught trying to get your hands on that money. As far as opportunity, you killed the lights on that ship just before Carlo was killed.
Was that all you got? Look, even if I did kill the lights, that doesn't mean I shot Carlo. And making contact with a bank doesn't mean I was trying to steal his money.
Oh, yeah? Well, what about the power of attorney down at the Banco de Rio, huh? The one that gives you access to Carlo's account.
Was that in the file? Do you mind if I have a look at it, please? So it's just somebody's word against mine, huh? And incidentally, I know who my accusers are. That carpenter woman and your little nephew, Kevin. You know, since you let anybody do your police work for you, why don't you send those two to Switzerland, have them find out where that money went when it was transferred from Brazil? If they can find out who controls that account, then maybe you can stop hounding me. I mean, haven't either one of you ever heard of the word civil rights?
RJ, sit down. I'm not done with you.
You've been trying to put me back behind bars since I came to your town. Well, I got a little bit of bad news for you. You're going to have to wait.
RJ. Please. Look, Bo. Would you leave us alone? I want to talk to my brother in private.
You sure about this?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
All right. We got some paperwork to look at. Don't break any furniture, all right?
Yeah, don't worry. All right, RJ. I think it's time that you and your big brother get something straight.
Come on, Ian, why don't you admit it? You think I have your mother's locket? I don't, all right? I don't have it, and I don't know who does.
Maggie, I never assumed that you did. What a curious thing to say.
Well, I figured...
No, hold on. The night my mother died, you caught a brief glimpse of her in the corridor. I mean, that's it. You called the front desk, let them know she isn't well, perhaps they'll check up on her. I mean, that's it, right? That is the only time that you saw my mother, right?
That's right.
You want to tell me why you were trying to break into Maggie's room?
Hi, Max.
What are you doing here?
Daytime, have you seen your friends lately?
Max, I just came here to ask Ian the same question.
I was trying to explain that I was not skulking about her hotel room door.
I was all a misunderstanding.
I was
Renee didn't really...
merely trying to leave a note thanking you for dinner and such a super evening at your home.
Is this right?
Yeah, I made a mistake. I was just leaving. Let's go.
I hope you're both satisfied that I'm not a member of a hotel robbery gang or something. Anyway, we'll all have drinks tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll laugh about the whole thing.
I forgot something. Hang on. I forgot my credit card. Would you believe it?
Yes, can't go anywhere without that.
No, indeed.
Just a moment. I just realized that you hadn't told Max that you were the one who made the call, and obviously you don't want to talk about the locket in front of him. It's a damn good thing it didn't come up, you know, in the heat of the moment. Anyway, no harm done. I'll see you tomorrow, all right?
All right.
Good.
All right, RJ. Look, I just wanted us to have some time in private because I think you've got me all wrong.
Oh, I've had your number for a long time, Hank. It's number one, right? On the football field or off.
RJ, I stopped playing games a long time ago, and now I think it's time you did, too.
And why is that?
Because the one you're playing is a dangerous one. RJ, do you know my worst fear?
That someone's going to tell you to your face that you've been sucking up to the man your whole life, and now nobody will take your word for anything ever again?
No, RJ, that's not it. That I'm going to walk through that door tomorrow, and I'm going to have to prosecute my only brother. Today, the evidence is piling up against you, RJ, and right now, RJ, I'm more scared than I've been in a long time.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Come on, RJ. Let's put all of this stuff between us behind us, okay? I'm serious here. You remember when we were little kids? I looked out for you, RJ. I mean, there was never a time I didn't come to your defense because we were brothers. Because that's what we were taught to do. Take care of each other, to help each other. And I promise you, I will help you again. If you killed Carlo, I will find some way to see you through it. But you gotta tell me the truth. Did you shoot Carlo?
Okay, come on.
Thank you. I just really can't thank you enough for doing this for me. And thank heavens you live on the top floor, so if RJ sent anybody, we'll be able to hear them coming up here. I'm just going to check out here the street from the terrace just to make sure that he didn't have us followed.
Alex, no one followed us. Don't worry. All right, just come in and relax. Okay.
Well, I hope you're right. I am just so grateful, Patrick, for your doing this for me. I just can't tell you.
Well, then don't. Let me have your coat. And I'll call Bull, make sure there's a policeman outside our door all night.
No, not now, please. I mean, this is really just the first second that I felt relaxed since we left Rio. You have made me feel safe and special. What can I do for you?
Star does look much better. Her color's good, her face isn't flushed anymore, and her breathing is free and easy. I knew she was going to get a lot better. I mean, she's a very strong little girl. She is. She is. Have you two had a chance to read the material that Dr. Sands gave you about the bone marrow transplant? Well, Marty, I really don't think that we need to go over that now. I mean, the ATG medication that you gave her, I mean, she's much better. She's better than she was yesterday, and she's going to be better tomorrow. I mean, isn't that right, Todd?
Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah. She does. She does look great. The problem is there's still a 25% chance that the immunosuppressive therapy won't work. That's why we need to discuss this right now. Well, Marty, I don't know how many times that you've told Todd and I already about how risky a bone marrow transplant is. I mean, there's a possibility she may not even survive. That's true.
But the vast majority of aplastic anemia patients that undergo successful bone marrow...
There's the key word here, successful. It has to be successful
No, she'll go on to lead a happy, healthy life with a normal life expectancy like you and I.
Well, you know what? Why don't we just go talk about this, you and I?
Well, I don't think we need to talk about it at all. We'll just wait until the time comes. So we don't need to deal with this right now.
You do. The decisions have to be made now while Star is healthy. We can't wait until it becomes critical. The more you prepare for this now, the better you'll be able to help her later on. I mean, and a bone marrow...
Why don't you just stop it, Marge? Stop it, okay? Right now. Just shut up.
I'm sorry. I know this is upsetting to talk about.
Not. You're glad you came here to smirk, to ruin the one good day that I have had with my daughter since we found out that she was sick.
That's not true.
Oh, yes, it is. And don't give me that, oh, I'm so concerned look, because I know you, Marty. I know you better than you think I do, remember?
Hey, take it easy.
Come on, Todd. She came here to see how miserable I am, to gloat, to smile, to rub it right in my face. Then she saw how happy and hopeful we were, and then she had to go into her little pathetic little predictions of gloom and doom. Well, I know that you're glad. I know that you're so glad that my little girl is sick.
I think you better, you know.
Yeah, obviously.
You want to know if there's some way you can thank me?
Yes, I would.
Well, there is. You can tell me why you think that RJ is involved in Carlo's murder, and then I can go and tell Mr. Buchanan.
What a wonderful idea. It would be much better, much safer for me if you told go. Well, let's see. There are so many reasons that RJ had to kill Carlo that I'm surprised that no one's thought of it until now.
You mean his money?
Oh, more than that. Much more. RJ was always so jealous of Carlo. His power, his vast influence, his stimulating personal life. Everything. RJ is a man who craves ultimate power. You know, Patrick, most men will promise you anything. But RJ will do anything, including murder.
You'll have to be a little more specific. Did RJ do anything that was illegal that would tie him to Carlo's murder in any way?
I'll have to think about that. This drink is making me realize how tired I am. That was a long flight we had, wasn't it? Where exactly is your bathroom?
It's in there.
Oh, I think I'd like to take a bath. There's almost nothing that makes me feel better than hot, warm, sudsy water flowing all over my body.
Holy Mother of God.
Buchanan.
Bo, como estás? It's Patrick. I'm back. I brought Alex.
And you survived. Patty, my boy, you are a strong guy. Did you find out anything?
Well, she's convinced that RJ killed Carlo, but she doesn't want to give me any proof. But she does say that she's scared to death of the man. And I had to bring her to my place for safekeeping.
Safekeeping? Is that what they're calling it these days?
That's very funny, Buchanan. You're going to owe me big time when this is over, which I hope is very soon.
Yeah, I will. I will. You know, in the meantime, why don't you try to bond with her, you know? Maybe you can get her to talk.
It's not the bonding I'm worried about. It's the unbonding.
Patrick, where do you keep your bubble bath?
Either you think I'm the shooter or you don't. Nothing I say is going to make any difference.
Yes, it is, RJ. Look, I want to believe in you. I want to believe that you've changed. But if you made a mistake, I want to help you if I can.
Yeah? So you're going to forget all about the anger you've had at me all these years? You're willing to put all that aside and try to help me admit that I killed Hesser? Well, that's real nice.
So you get to catch the real killer, don't have to look like a fool for trying and arresting a guy you have working undercover for you? Well, I don't need that kind of protection, thank you.
You know, maybe you haven't noticed, but I am the head of one of the biggest import-export businesses on the East Coast, which means I'm my own #1 now. While you're still running around working for the man.
Take it things didn't go all that well, huh?
Yes, I think something's going on between you and Ian Armitage. Not like that. I know you love me, but there's something.
Max, I told you, I just went there.
I know, I got that part. Look, I don't think it's fair of you to keep asking me to pretend like everything is okay. It's not. I want to know, I want to hear from you what is going on.
But I...
What? But what? Maggie, I know this has got something to do with Ian's mother dying in the same hotel we were in St. Martin, right? But why has this got you so tied up in knots? And why has Ian Armitage suddenly come smack dab in the middle of our lives all day, every day? And why has this got you so upset? Unless, of course, you've always had nightmares and wake up screaming every night.
No. I'm sorry. You're right. I can't do this anymore. It's too much weight on my shoulders, and I don't want to ruin what we have.
Then don't. It's obvious that this is much deeper than I thought. So why don't you just tell me what's going on?
Right, we got to talk about this.
I knew it. Oh, I knew that you would take her side. She's got you so wrapped up in her guilt.
It's got nothing to do with that, Blair. Look, this has to do with my daughter, all right? This has nothing to do with you and Marty or me and Marty. This is about her. The only side in this is hers.
I've sat there, and I've read all the pamphlets, and I've read all the articles. And the point is this, that there's going to be a time when we have to think about a bone marrow transplant. We're going to have to discuss it.
Know that. No, that's why I'm so scared.
Max, I wanted to tell you everything from the beginning, but my father begged me not to.
The bishop is involved in this?
I just hope that when I tell you what happened that you'll understand and that you'll forgive me. I didn't mean to lie. But I did, and then one lie led to another, and I didn't tell you everything that happened in St. Martin. The truth is that my father came knocking on our door after you fell asleep. He was in the hotel. He saw me in the lobby. He seemed really desperate. Apparently, Mrs. Armitage had known him from a long time ago, and she called him and asked him if she could speak with him privately. He was going on vacation in St. Martin, so she joined him there. But before they had a chance to talk, she died.
In his room?
Daddy begged me to help him, so I threw on some clothes and I went to his room, and she was there. He said that there was no way that anyone could find her there, that it wasn't about his reputation, but it was about her, that she was this famous woman, you know? I didn't know who she was, Max. He said she had this family, and if the newspapers got hold of it, then they'd misinterpret everything, and that her family would end up being really hurt. So he asked me if I would help him move her body. And I did. After it was done, I went to the hallway and I called the front desk to report it, and I swear to you, I thought that was the end of it, Max. But then my father came up with one little thing he wanted me to do. Not to tell you. I guess he figured that you didn't like him very much, and that if it could slip out in an argument or something. And but the worst part of it is that I went along with it.
Your father is really one piece of work, isn't he? Mr. Sanctimonious getting other people to lie for him.
And what lie led to it?
He has an affair and gets his daughter to cover for him?
No, it wasn't like that. She was fully clothed, Max. She was beautifully clothed. There wasn't a hair out of place. No, he just swore to me that nothing happened. She just had to talk to him.
Oh, sure she did. Sure she did. Maggie, your old man is a bishop. He's got an office in Baltimore. That's where he does these things.
All right, I don't know what happened. See, this is just it. Maybe you're right, or maybe nothing happened at all. The thing is, I was hoping that eventually my father would tell me something, but he hasn't. He's still hiding things.
And then Ian Armitage came in.
Ian Armitage. I thought that he was just a nice guy who needed someone to listen to him while he was grieving, but I don't think that that's true anymore. I think that he's hiding things, too.
Like what?
I don't know. I just know he spent a lot of money to track me down. And he was so certain that I was the woman who called the front desk. So I told him that it was me. I didn't tell him anything about the bishop. But then, his locket, his mother has this locket, and he's been obsessing about it. Apparently, she wore it all the time, but when the body got back to England, it was gone.
So what, do you think she stole the locket? Is that why he tried to break in here?
I think that's what I thought, but I don't have the stupid locket. I never did. It was on the floor in my father's hotel room. I saw him pick it up. He said he would take care of it. But every time I ask him about it, he says he put it around her neck and that something else happened to it. Frankly, I don't know what to believe anymore, Max. Well, one thing is obvious. Ian Armitage thinks that I have it. I really feel a lot better now that I've told you. Relieved isn't even the word to describe it. You probably hate me.
Maggie, you made some mistakes. Please don't make that one. I love you. And for the life of me, I don't understand why you don't feel you could come to me with this right from the beginning. Now that I know what's going on, we'll find a way to work through it. I'm going from here, okay?
ABC tonight.
You have already done more than enough to help your father, so let it go with that. And if Ian Armitage wants to wear himself sick over his mother's locket, let him. Now that you've told me everything, he's got nothing he can use against you to keep you playing this little game of his.
Okay. I could use a step back. But it's going to be a little difficult because Ian is staying here in the hotel. He's going to want to talk about his mother's locket some more, and my father is just going to happen to drop by and beg me not to tell anybody anything. So I'm going to be right back where I started.
How's this sound?
I've been telling myself I need a break. I really do. And I was thinking about taking some time to really think about what I want to do with the radio station for the next year. You obviously need a break. And I do believe that you have spring break next week, right?
Yeah.
Well, what do you say, you and me? We just sneak off the Mountain Sunset Inn and just be happy.
Mr. Larson, I need your expertise as a private investigator once again, I'm afraid.
Sure. You know my fee? Your check didn't bounce. I'm yours.
Good, thank you. It concerns Maggie Carpenter again. I want you to put a tail on her. 24 hours a day. I want to know every single move that she makes.
Oh, Patrick, that was delicious. There is nothing I like more than a hot, sudsy bath. Don't you agree?
I'm more of a cold shower man myself.
I would have guessed that about you. It's funny, isn't it, how sometimes people you hardly know, you just have instincts about them. I think that you would love a bath if you tried it with someone else and candles.
Okay, would you like some wine?
And wine. Wine's great. Yes, please. I do just love this place. It's cozy and charming and relaxing.
Well, that's what we want. For you. I mean, cozy, relaxing, charming, safe. Cheers.
Cheers.
Now, suppose you tell me everything about R.J. Cannon.
Everything? Well, that could take all night.
That this is what's going to happen. We're going to find a cure for this aplastic thing. A new cure. A better cure. And we're going to find it before she has to have this bone marrow transplant. All right, so all this worrying and testing, and it's all just to keep us on our toes.
I know. I know she's gonna get better.
Yeah, she is. You look tired.
Yeah, I am. Oh, God, I'm exhausted. I'm just gonna go up and sleep in Star's room with her.
Look, when she wakes up, give her a kiss from me, will you?
I will. It was really a wonderful day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think we will have another one?
You kidding? There's plenty more. When it comes to our kid, anything is possible. You remember that?